Are you ready for the ADT Brinks dirty little secret? Hey, so those of you who watch the channel, apologize for not having done videos in a while. Super busy, it's Christmas time. But I found out a secret this week that I was not aware of, and I'm going to share it with you. Although I've been in the security business 20 years, sometimes you're not looking at other companies, you're not seeing what they do, you're not seeing what they put out, you just do business, right? So this week I had a customer contact me online and say, hey, can I buy this panel? Is it compatible with your services? Because we don't have any contract. It's pretty low price security surveillance access control systems. Our monitoring is probably the lowest in the US for a lot of what we do, but that's my commercial, right? So the ADT, Brinks, and even I found out AT&T and some of those companies that have offered services over the last couple of years have a little secret that I think they don't want everyone to know. And I just, you just sometimes keep your head down and work. You're not looking at other companies. The only one that I really pay attention to is the marketing that Simply Safe does, because they drive me crazy and their equipment is just substandard. But what I did not know is that the equipment that we use, we've been using the Qualsys equipment now for about 5 years. Well, about 7 years. Qualsys came onto the scene with what, in our opinion at the time, was the best panel overall in security that I'd ever seen. I've been doing this 20 years, and I've looked at, anything from Honeywell to Alula. Honeywell has some great equipment. Alula, I think, is a little pricey for what they do, but it's good equipment. We also did the Interlogics, the GE UltraSync Interlogics for a while. GE Security became Interlogics. They moved out of North America 3 years ago, but started letting us know 5 years ago, I guess. There's been a couple of great companies over the years that we've done business with. 2 gig, we put in 2 gig equipment for years. We still support some 2 gig systems. However, here's the dirty little secret that, ADT and Brinks don't want you to know. And that is they have private branded the equipment that we use. Now look, we're still a small company. So when I'm telling you this, they're not really a competitor for me. We do everything in security. We're the only, I think, full service security company in the US. If you come to us and you've got $200, I'm going to tell you about a shotgun. That's a good place to start for security, or a handgun, something for personal defense. Personal defense is the most basic element of security. But we also have thousands of customers, lots and lots of monitored security customers. So we do something quite different from what ADT, Brinks, and AT&T and those who've gotten in the business do. However, here is the secret. They have private branded the same equipment that we've been using now for almost 7 years. They didn't initially do that, but what they did is they came and they looked at the core equipment. They looked at the Qualsys equipment and they went, hey, this stuff is great. Now they have their own firmware, they have their own branding. If you look at, as a matter of fact, you can look on your screen now. I'm showing you one of the panels that Brinks is private branded. That screen is a Qualsys screen. That panel is a Qualsys panel. All the peripherals may be slightly different, but the core brain that runs their systems is the Qualsys panel. I don't know if they have changed over to the Qualsys IQ Panel 4 yet. We had the Qualsys IQ2, the Qualsys IQ2 Plus that we put out for years. We've only had very few failures. Usually they're battery failures, when those batteries will swell up and they'll pop and somebody has to order a brand new battery. But it's interesting to know that these companies that are charging 3 times the amount that we are, that want to put you in a contract for a minimum of 3 years, those companies, those big companies, had private branded the same equipment that we knew years ago was better than anything ADT and Brinks had. Now, so if you're looking at them, they go, what makes you different than ADT? Why not I just use ADT? Had a gentleman come to a security fair we had. We were a part of it, and he brought me his quote from Brinks. He said, hey, here's the equipment list. What is your price on this? And I'm not going to remember exactly what the price was. It was a little over. He just wanted to buy it outright. He didn't want to be in a contract. Those companies will allow you to buy your equipment. It was right around $3,000. I think right around $3,000. So he said, what would this be with you? I literally turned around my computer. We did a quote right there. We pulled all the equipment off of our list from our online store, put all the equipment up, and it was about $1,300. That's a huge difference. From $3,000 to $1,300, almost 3 times the amount of what our equipment was, and we still have no contract. The reason they do that is because they're just a massive corporation. They have a huge amount of overhead. I never want to be an ADT. I never want to be a Brinks. I never want to be one of those companies that really doesn't tell you the truth about security. And the truth about security is that it begins with you. It begins with your attitude about personal defense, the things that you're willing to do to protect your home and family. So, hey, check us out, securityallstar.com. Please like and subscribe. I can't believe that I really didn't know this. I had no idea that the big companies had chosen the same equipment that we did years ago. Are we smarter? I don't know. Hey, again, please like and subscribe. Thanks.